Oh, hello, good morning everyone. Another little video here. Thought I'd better update. It's just been a hectic sort of few days. What's been going on? First off, never got me ploughing finished. I actually had a bit of an issue with this sort of disc arrangement. The plough was originally sort of discless. I mean, it's a bit of a codgered up thing anyway. And ploughing up, sort of turf areas and stuff like that, that would just try and pull it up. So, sort of made this cutting disc up. That's actually a BMW E36 front hub that I've cut about and whatever. And the disc flipped backwards and sharpened up on the edge. So yeah, that sort of used to be on there, and that made a massive difference, but it was only held on with a bit of inch box section. That used to go a bit further down, and that was mounted on there, but that twisted and bent and that wasn't up to the job, so didn't get that finished. But I've made this new leg up, if you like, for it to go on. 50mm angle, little notch out here, which is for this bar. And the disc used to sit sort of in here where my foot is, behind this A-frame, but this time use the A-frame and this bar and this big lump across the top here. There's a bit of extra strength and support for it all, and that should all sit on there a bit like that. So I've just got to tack that on it today, give that a quick buzz on there. Haven't done a lot to the 255. In fact, I don't think I even introduced that yet. That turned up a few weeks ago, a couple of 3 weeks ago. I initially went for the wheels that are on the back of the 245 over there, but then when we got there to pick this up, started looking around it. It's like, well, the bottom of the cab here, along here, mine's all rotten along there on the 245. The wings were better, doors are probably better. It's got power steering, 245 hasn't. Pickup hitch, and just generally kind of a nicer tractor almost. So, but the guy was going to be braking it, because can't really see from this side. Yeah, the clutch has gone basically. Well, the thrust bearing. Guy bought it from an auction. It was rattling. Took it home, and he put it on a hedge trimmer. Had it on there for 20 minutes, and the thrust bearing PTO one just destroyed itself. Took these castings with it, so I've picked up a pair of these. They turned up Tuesday, I believe it was. Need to drain in there. That's pretty yucky. Yeah, new thrust bearing, bits and pieces. So I bought it anyway, because the guy made me an offer that I couldn't really refuse, because I started saying, oh well, I'll come back for the other bits and pieces as and when. I'll take the wheels today. He said, you know what, just load the whole thing up, and had me truck and my trailer there. So well, that was done, on and gone. But yeah, we'll have a bit more of a catch up with that another day, a bit more of an in detail of what's wrong with it, and a bit of a restoration series almost, if people would be interested in that. So yeah, that and get this ploughing done once I've welded the bits on. These, as you can see, haven't moved since the last video. But yeah, the next problem I've had, the trailer that I mentioned in the last video, I went to pick it up, That was down in Hertford, and on the way down there, my faithful old Nissan Patrol over there, she, after 7 years, decided that that was the day that she was going to spit her dummy out. So started, spluttering and misfiring, and almost sort of semi-cutting out, and glanced down. Nope. All right. Carried on. Only, she cleared herself out a bit. Thought, just a little bit of a hiccup. Only about 100 yards later, same again. Looked down properly, and yeah, temperature gauge had moved to the far right party. So pulled over, let her cool down. I always carry water with me, topped it all up. Got her to the next services, and sort of had a good look round it, and sort of made sure it had bled itself up, topped it all back up, and got her back home. So yeah, that after 7 years, she's been all over, towing that trailer, hauling the tractors about. Well, that's been a more recent thing. It used to be drift cars and other people's cars, and well, anything that would fit on the trailer. So yeah, I've decided that maybe that's time, pat her on the bonnet and say we had a good run. And so yeah, she's been chopped in, and yeah, there's going to be a new toy arriving in the next week or two, so keep tuned for that. I can't wait. And the muck spreader I mentioned, I went and looked at that, so, and I'm happy enough with it, so that's coming home. I've just had to arrange transport and all of that, because it's, well, 91 inches wide, so a bit much really for an Eiffel Williams or anything like that. So I've had to organise a 7.5 tonner, and someone else will go and pick that up. So that's nice. That will just turn up here, and yeah, I can sort of do a few bits and pieces to it. Mechanically it's sound, and it might need a few bits and pieces around the bottom of the hopper as such. So yeah, but I'll crack on with that. So yeah, that's just a bit of an update really, and thank you to the people that have subscribed so far and liked the videos. If you can continue to do so and share it and what have you. Yeah, and hopefully now that we're the right side of Christmas as such, and spring's imminent, I'll be cracking on here. We're going to be moving house. That's another thing. Moving house in the next month or so. Got a baby due in 6 days. So pretty hectic at the minute, but that's the way I like it. So yeah, all go. And a lot happening in the next, if we say a month, with what I've just said, and new toys turning up. Spring's on its way. Crack on here and at that bit of land that I mentioned. The John Deere over there, get the deck back on it, get her ready for this year's cutting campaign, if you like. And yeah, so looking forward to it. Sun's been out today, and yeah, so keep tuned, then I'll see you on the next one.